right, everybody, we're back. June 5th, 2023. Great time of the year for me and Loddy. Loddy and Max, sports on the SAC, cul-de-sac that is. We got Loddy owning the Stewed. Angry Jay looking pretty happy tonight. The Don Father ready to go. A lot of trivia. And as always, the man who applied to be commissioner of Major League Baseball, the commish, a.k.a. Skip, manager of the Bethlehem Plowboys for many years and player.
Manager?
Many hats. This guy wears many hats. The commish. We want to thank Skygazer Brewing for all the donations coming in. Probably our main sponsor at this point. L&R Tax Associates still going strong. We're really stretching that first installment out pretty good.
Tax deadline.
Chiz Clothing.
Bobby, did you do your taxes yet?
Yeah, relax. Okay. Did you?
Of course I did.
You did them?
No, I got a guy.
Yeah. See, we got a guy.
Loddy?
I got a guy.
Twister Baseball Clinic sending cash in. Frank's Transmissions out of Bristol. And we got a new one coming. We got a financial firm's about to donate to the pod. Really? Joe Moriello, guest in the audience.
Big Joe.
Big Joe. Out of Holy Cross, Waterbury.
First time, long time.
Yukon Stores. We're going to start not with the Yanks. It's too relevant right now to not talk about this, the Miami Heat. Miami Heat look like they were maybe outclassed just because Jokic and Murray and all these guys are just too good. But Jimmy Buckets willed them again. And like this guy doesn't have to be the leading scorer, leading rebounder. He's just the leader in every way. He's tenacious. His relentless attitude has made these guys believe they're good. Not sure they're good, but they look like it when they're playing with him. It's the old adage that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and that's the Miami Heat for me. Guys, any thoughts on Butler, or can you think of another team that's had a leader like this guy in any sport?
I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. There's nobody in my recent memory that kind of just flies under the radar during the season, and then in the playoffs just completely becomes a superstar and elevates his team. You're right, because in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Seas, it was Martin, right? Now Gabe Vincent's coming up big, and Bam has elevated his game.
Duncan.
Hero came out today and said he's not ready to play. They're better off without him, right? Anyway.
Well,
too busy wearing hats.
Yeah, he looks like Gilligan over there.
Hasn't played in 2 months, but
how many of those hats does he have?
I don't know. He's trying to impress somebody.
Angry, would you ever wear one of those?
Hell no.
Let's buy him one.
You know what they did game 2? They took away the passing ability a little bit of Jokic, right? Because he took 28 shots versus 12 in game 1 when he just dominated via the pass.
Easy Ramona Shelburne, okay? Easy.
No,
Ramona Shelburne.
He goes for who's that?
You didn't see that? Ramona Shelburne, the ESPN reporter, Angry knows who she is. She was questioning Spoelstra after the game. Do you think you guys turning him to a one-dimensional scorer, he shut her off and said, stop? That's the most ridiculous question I've heard.
I didn't see that.
He goes, he scored 41 points. He's the best player in the NBA. He's like, I don't want to hear we have a secret sauce to beat
He is
the
the best player, but he only had 4 assists versus the other game he had how many?
Yeah, but
double digits.
He had 41 points and shot 65% from the field.
Yeah, but so you pick your poison, right?
Yeah.
Let him score and kind of just hope everybody else doesn't go off.
Watch that press conference. Watch Ramona Shelburne.
I will. I'll take a look.
Cuts her off. I mean, nobody's cutting that girl off on a buffet line, but that question.
Wow.
Whoa. Family show.
Jesus.
We're not judging anyone.
Where'd that come from early?
I was about to ask
early on.
if you wear the same hair product as Spo, because his is sheened up a lot. Like every time I see him, he's very sheened up. Reminds me of the father.
Angry Jay, we talked about this. He's the best coach in the NBA. He's going to the Hall of Fame, right? Spo?
I would say, yeah, he probably is. These guys, it's hilarious, though. Like, every time somebody has a good game, they're the best coach of all time, or this guy's the best player of all time. I'll give you a better leader than Jimmy Butler. Kevin Garnett was better.
That's a good one. I mean,
I don't hate that. I mean, I like them, but I think they're cut from the same cloth, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
these are not guys that go. It's publicized. Neither one of these guys are the ones that are in the clubs till 2 a.m.
I'm a fan of Jimmy Butler. I actually like his game just because he does the dirty work, like you had mentioned. Like a lot of the superstars don't. But I mean, how good of a leader was he after Game 5 when he guaranteed the victory at home in Game 6 and he shot 5 for 21?
Pretty good leader, because he said from the year after the bubble, or was it the bubble year? He said we'll be back, and
I mean, he says
And
it.
they
He says
were,
it after
2 years
every,
later.
He says it every year, though. I mean,
Yeah, but he's pretty close to backing it up without a big three and the superstars and this and that. And by the way, your boy Garnett had Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, and not to mention Rondo, who's one of my most underrated players of all time in terms of a glue guy. But like, I would like to see Butler with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen too. He's got Max Strus or something like that.
He had it with Simmons, Embiid, and Tobias Harris.
Yeah,
all
and those guys were not of like mine. So he said, "I'm out of here. I'd rather go win with a bunch of bums."
So
and look,
let me throw something at you guys.
Division 3.
I'm sick of hearing about heat.
Division 3.
Heat culture. Okay, I grant they got these guys that wouldn't make some teams, or
The undrafteds, right?
Yeah. All right. So I'll give them credit for that. But this heat culture stuff, like, where did they get Jimmy Butler? I'll tell you what Miami did. They got LeBron James and Chris Bosh. They got 25-year-old to 27-year-old guys. They gave them $1 zillion to come to Miami.
Hyperbole.
To hang out with, like, in that weather.
South Beach.
With the women, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the
That's
South
the
Beach is
culture.
everyone to lead.
Like, I mean,
I don't
Sign
think
me
that
up,
LeBron and them guys are part of heat culture. I mean, they were
Well, I'm just
hired
saying, like,
guns.
they're
They're mercenaries.
yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Butler came down there to be the next guy in the franchise, the next Wade, and he's
You don't think the money and the
great place
the
to
city,
play. Sign me up.
Yeah,
Scenery.
But
no taxes in Florida. I mean,
listen, all I'm saying is
I'm just saying heat culture. I'm getting sick of hearing it.
Yes.
Now,
I don't
I'm
hate
bitter.
hearing it.
I'm bitter, but
Yeah,
you don't
you're
sound
right.
it.
but Jimmy win
absolutely
something.
The way you're pulling that
Bitter
off.
J.
Yeah.
Bitter J.
I mean, they beat the Knicks too, but man, I like watching the Heat.
I don't think they're bragging about that, but I don't. I do not want the Heat to win. I can't stand.
You tell me the Knicks didn't play them tough?
I don't want role
Get
players
outta
to win the NBA. I want to see guys that are good. I don't want to see Duncan Robinson. If that guy has to man up again and puff his chest out, I don't want to watch it anymore, ever. Gabe Vincent, good one game, bad the next. Martin, good one series, bad the next. Duncan, he doesn't show up for 3 games. He makes 2 threes, and he's
No wonder
he's
you
going
like
this down
LeBron
the
and
court.
Tiger Woods,
I
dude.
hate LeBron.
I deep down you
I
love
like
him.
Butler because he shows up every game. These other guys are 1 game in, 1 game out.
Bam's been pretty good the first 2 games.
I don't want to see Loyola Chicago win the NCAA tournament either. I want to see good teams
Well,
win.
you're everywhere right now. Relax.
I don't want to see
Relax.
role players. I hate role
Relax.
players.
You want to see good players, not good teams. That's the difference.
Yeah, this is a team. This is, as my favorite sports are high school sports still, and like this is a team, and one guy can lift others up and make those around them better. Jimmy's one of them guys, and I like heat culture, and like I don't like the Heat, and I hate the Heat. I hate everyone that's not the Celtics or Steph Curry right now, but like, I mean, those are the ones I tune into, but. There's something to be said. This guy Haslam's a hundy.
Yeah, and he hasn't. How many minutes has he played in the playoffs?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter. He's not
Why?
on the team. He's
The
not on the
12th
team.
guy don't play anyway.
That's like DeAndre Jordan saying, "Oh,
Well,
all the guys
Eric
rooting for
Anderson
me."
was on the Knicks back in the day too. He didn't play either.
Yeah, but he's a joke.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about from Indiana.
So if Miami doesn't
Oh,
win,
Eric Anderson. Yeah.
huh?
if Miami doesn't win,
Yeah, they shouldn't win.
well, that's great and all, but like, so do they get credit again, or should they trade Jimmy Butler? Like
Credit?
Yeah, like
I mean, street credit?
people
Yeah.
are going nuts because Jaylen Brown was terrible in Game 7, and now they want to trade him.
Right.
He was the best player for the Celtics in the 2022 conference finals, and they made the finals. And he might have been their best player in the. But now, like, he stunk in Game 7.
I don't know how you being angry about Jaylen Brown equates to
Jimmy Butler. I'm
Butler's
sick of
a
hearing
dog,
about Jimmy.
dude. He's a dog.
Okay, that's terrific. But if he doesn't win anything, like what's
You know what it comes down
why
to?
does he
Charles
get-
Barkley didn't win. He was awesome.
so why does somebody like Jaylen Brown get crapped on?
I'm
Like,
not
traded-
crapping on him.
Like, I mean, it's in the media, right? Like,
The media's
Celtic
stupid.
Nation. That's Celtic
I
Nation.
know a lot of media members, and they are stupid. Oh, sorry, Commissioner.
Trade Jimmy Butler.
Even
that's
Commish
my point. Like, what if they don't win? Like, it's
left the media.
Bobby Mack, you and I always go back and forth like best players of all time in the NBA. For us, it always comes down to rings, right? Has he
Yeah.
won? He's not going to win a ring.
Well, you know what? I would like to see him win one, and then you guys revisit this.
I like to see him win one. I love Jimmy Butler.
I'd like to
I
see
love
him with Bosh and Wade
I
and
love
LeBron
him.
next to him. Jesus.
I love.
He's
I
doing
love,
it with
You don't have to sell
scrubs,
me on
dude.
Jimmy Butler. I love his story. I love the way he plays.
I love
You know,
Robinson's story. He's a Division III player. And I know some Division III coaches, and like for him to come from there to where he's at now, I mean, special.
I'm not knocking the guy. That's for sure. But he's got to win one, though.
How bad is
gotta win one.
Zeller? How bad is Zeller?
Oh,
He gets it stripped in there.
I think I saw him at the YMCA.
What happened to his? What happened to his hair, man?
Does
When
he
he was
have
at
Rex
Indiana, he
specs?
had some hair at least.
Are they Rex
LeBron,
specs? What is
LeBron is like
that?
laughing at his hairline.
Speaking of
Brad Doherty.
speaking of YMCA guys, Jokic, like you watch him play,
Holy
like if
crap.
you saw him on a line, like would he be a first round pick in the YMCA?
I
The size,
I don't
the
think
size
what
of the
we're yeah.
Some of those jump shots, you're like, what the hell is
Yeah.
that? And all of a sudden, bucket.
Are they really
But
jump shots?
he's huge.
No, he doesn't leave the floor, but geez, he makes some shots off balance that go
Yeah.
in and ones.
If the Heat win, would he have a chance of winning the MVP, or does it have to go to Butler?
If the Heat win,
Yeah.
you know who it is. If the Heat win,
I mean, Butler scored 20 points last night. He was 7 for 20.
Jeffy, don't be a parent.
Adebayo's been
Don't-
better than
don't-
Jimmy Butler so far. in
Why?
the
Because
finals.
points. Don't judge this thing by points. Like it's
By
it's
rebounds?
basketball. Basketball. He's the biggest threat on the floor. Like we can't be high school dad and like have our pad out to see how many points Jimmy Butler has. His team's gonna compete. We're gonna get to sports dad later, guys. We're gonna move on.
I just asked it.
You're sounding like you're the way you're. Is it Jimmy Butler's team? Is the Miami Heat or is it Jimmy Butler's team? Sounds like LeBron talking over
Well,
there.
he's renting. He's renting.
It's not like
space
there's never
for the
been a
Heat.
losing player to win an MVP of a finals, right? So, I mean,
Well, who's the last one? I don't know. Research. All right.
Definitely
Great-
wasn't.
great- it's a
Definitely
great-
wasn't John Starks
it's a
in
great, it's a
'94.
great trivia
He
question,
never
Mac.
answered the
2 for
question on Spo.
18.
What do we
That's
think
way too much time on the NBA.
Is, no, is Spo the best coach in the NBA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I mean, is he better than Popovich? Because Popovich is an
he
all
still
timer
there,
too,
though?
right?
I'll take Spo.
Is Pop still there? Or
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere now.
He got one by Anna.
Oh,
yeah,
I
so,
know.
yeah.
I don't know how to beat Joe Mazzulla's offense though. I
By
don't,
the way, Jerry West was the last MVP on a losing team.
Yeah, pretty recent.
69, I
They're
think.
drawing the logo up when
It's between 68 and 70.
Ish.
Inside
the
joke.
Phil, that's the Phil Ford era.
All right.
Lord. Nice.
All right. You tell me your last MVP from a losing team. I'll tell you mine.
I already told you.
Between
Jerry
a
West.
68 and the 7. All right. That's way too much NBA for one segment. Let's talk about
America's
why we're
team.
here. America's team, the New York Yankees. They are back. They're back with a vengeance. We're talking third place in the East. Sixth best in baseball, though. I mean, the East is awesome. I love it.
I saw a thing where the Red Sox might be first place in 3 divisions or something like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 500. I think they'd be one out in the AL Central. Something like
they're
that.
11 out. I feel bad for them. All right, we'll get to those bumps in a minute. We're going to talk about the tough guy report. Donaldson is back, and the absolute worst thing could have happened
Yep,
Friday
2 home
night.
runs.
He hits 2 home runs. And by the way, he's taunting people right away, looking in dugouts.
they were
and
huge
acting
home
like a
runs
jerk.
too. We were down 6.
Oh
nothing.
yeah, cut it to
I
4.
got on my Donaldson jersey.
Yeah. What is he? 28.
Number 28. Your boy Stanton's back.
Who's your favorite number 28 for the Yanks ever?
Josh Donaldson,
I got one.
You a big Chad Curtis guy?
Andre Robertson.
I didn't hate Chad Curtis till he became a weirdo, but I think Justice wore
He is.
28.
He did.
A little
That's a good
more
one.
than a little more than a weirdo, isn't he?
Yeah.
There was a few
Family
guys on
show.
that
More
team.
like a
Family
Yeah.
show.
Vito.
Is the master out?
He's out. Bader's out. Like all these guys come back, and everybody's
like
like,
him.
"Oh, the Yanks are getting healthy." 3 guys come up, 3 guys go out. Like Cortez is hurt. Judge is probably going on the IL. Bader's, not what's he 4 to 6 weeks. It's uncanny.
All right. Also on the tough guy report, good friend of mine bet me that Giancarlo Stanton wouldn't get 2 more home runs before July 1st. Well, he came back and he's got one already.
They gets pushed back farther and farther. Isn't
No, it was July 1st, and my friend will tell you that.
First.
Oh, June very
I think
okay.
it was May 1st.
Roll the tape.
Listen,
AJ, pull it up.
if Judge goes on the IL, we need every single one of them.
How about Canley, guys?
I'm excited for him.
We ready for him?
Dog, yeah.
Yeah, bullpen depth. Bullpen's pitching well. Holmes is better. King is fine. I'm not worried about the pitching.
Yeah, I don't want to find though. I want
Wandy-
somebody back there I can rely
Wandy's
on.
arm's going to fall off in the middle of July.
Yeah, he
Nothing-
really
Who?
does pitch
Wandy.
every day.
Peralta.
Schmidt's pitched better. Herman, say what you want. Jeez, every time he goes out there, he spends a decent game.
Last night, he must have had the sticky stuff on there because he was dealing last
Yeah,
night.
he pitched well last night.
Is he Michael Pineda with AIDS? I mean,
Wow,
It's a
what just
family
happened
show.
here?
no, I
What-
mean
what
he does
happened?
the
AJ
sticky
with
stuff.
sickness.
He thinks he's gonna get away with it. He's all
Hey,
skinny.
can I bring something up, though? Glaber. Does he have the worst baseball IQ you've ever
Oh,
seen?
don't
Holy
run
crap.
in a box of rock.
Oh
What
my
is he
God,
doing?
Wrong bases.
Two-
Not unbelievable.
2 cheeseburgers.
I
away
can't
from
wait
being a
until he's
corner
not on a
infielder,
team
too.
anymore.
You know what? I'm worried he's going to be on a team now because his teammates like him, and the
playing
fan base
better.
for the most
Ain't
part
gonna
likes
happen.
him, and he's producing.
Ain't gonna happen.
Well,
He's got 1 year left after this year.
He
They are
pulls
not
a
paying
rock
him.
almost every
Yeah.
night, whether it's base running, throwing to the wrong base.
You want to know one thing I will give him credit for? He plays every day. Like the guy, knock on wood, he never gets hurt. Everybody else on that team gets hurt. He always plays.
Thank God.
He's the only one. He's the only
Why
one.
has he got to be the one?
He's the only one. Besides Cabrera. Cabrera gets sent down. He comes back a day later, hits a bomb.
How about the master?
fixed-
The
he
master
fit-
can't play every day.
I want to root for him so bad.
I want to root
He
for him too,
can't.
but you can't give him a contract after this
I'm
year
sick of
either.
the teal, though. The teal mouth guard, the teal
Yeah.
wristbands, or Z-bolt, whatever they are, batting gloves.
You got to play more than
He's got to play.
And every time I look
20
up, right,
games.
every time I'm watching the game, the ball goes to right field, ICAF catches it. The ball goes to center field, ICAF's there. That guy's playing all over the place. He's playing pretty good for him.
I got
He is.
it. Did you guys see their outfield last night?
That's the Bronx Bombers.
Bowers, IKF, and Willie Calhoun. They got a backup outfielder, a utility infielder, and a fat guy.
I don't know Bowers. Why
was
doesn't he
out
play
there
every
with the
day?
weight tonight.
Bowers should
Jeez.
play every day against a right-hand pitching. He
Should be
needs to
called
in the lineup.
bombers. Actually, the guy hits bombs.
Holy cow! What an outfield! Way to go,
All right,
Cash.
they're
Stay
winning.
hot,
They're winning
guys.
games. Listen, say
If
what
he
you
gets hurt,
want.
Greg Allen's ready to go.
I think
Oh, he's hurt too. He's hurt too.
Angry Jay is going to get mad when I say this. Boone's done a pretty good job.
Oh my god!
He's done a pretty good job.
Oh my god! You're killing me.
You got to be honest. They're 11 over with a minor league team.
Yeah, ask him when he's going to sling, though.
That's tough because you got to hate him no matter what. But like, you know
I'm
what
not.
he is doing? He is fighting for the guys out there. I don't know if getting kicked out means you're fighting for him, but he's out there advocating for his guys.
He's got 30 ejections since he's been a manager, which is like 6th in the major leagues. And like he's got only 4
who's
less
mo-
than Showalter.
Who's the most?
Oh, Bobby Cox.
No, I'm
Cox is
talking
all
about
time.
current managers.
I don't know.
Showalter's got 34 in his career.
Jay's
How long has he
favorite.
been a manager for? Forever. Boone's got 30.
And the Yankees
Every
are
team
30-0 when
Showalter
he's out.
loses. Every time Showalter leaves the team, they win the World Series. But and the Orioles are on their way.
Hey, is your boy Buck on a hot seat?
I don't know. We could use him. Well, Cash.
If
Cashman.
Alonso
wouldn't
wakes
let him.
up, he might be all right.
Yeah.
30 ejections. Isn't that what Barry Bonds used to take every week? Oh, that's 30 injections. My bad. All right, let's get off of baseball.
How about Aaron Hicks?
Oh,
I mean,
Hicksy
he's lighting it up
hits
for the
one to the
Orioles.
Sticksy.
Lighting it up.
What
for
do you
the
get
Orioles.
hit?
Huh?
What do you do? Get a hit?
No, he's batting like 500 for the Orioles, playing center field,
There's
tracking
like,
everything
there's
down.
Like 3 bricks in right field where you hit the ball, right?
Yeah.
Next to Griffey and all.
Yeah,
Boog's Barbecue. Watch out.
I always told you about him.
You love that.
Oh,
guy.
here we go.
That contract, that was
I like that.
was a
And I
great
like that Hicks
contract.
Baltimore Orioles jersey you're wearing too.
All right, let's stop talking about baseball right after we talk about the Sox.
Oh, God.
They lost again today.
Don Father,
Did you see the Little League play the other day?
I said over. That's all I'm saying.
they're playing 500 baseball.
79 and a half.
In that
I would
division,
like to
Right on track.
revisit
not good
that.
enough.
Right on track.
Next show, let's revisit the under-overs, by the way.
We can pull them from the archives. One of our fans will send them in to us.
Hey,
Okay.
they're playing 500 baseball in that division. That's not okay. You gotta win. You gotta be like what, 75% here.
Sale, stay hot.
Rebuilding.
Chris Sale.
Are you really gonna say that you're rebuilding?
No, we stink. I'm
Are you into it?
not an optimist. No,
If they were good, would you be into it?
probably.
What a fair weather. guy.
Yoshida's a lot
Jesus.
better than I thought, though. I'll give you credit. You said he was going to be pretty good.
Oh, they have a good lineup, man.
Yeah, their
Rookie-
lineup
their
is legit.
pitching is
Their
terrible.
pitching
Yeah,
is
no
yeah.
pitching. Evaldi's doing pretty well. They'd probably like to have him back.
Us too.
How about Texas, man? Oof. Talk about hitting.
Anyway, how about Alonso with that bounce back year?
He's
Yeah, you predicted it.
come back from nothing. What are you gonna do?
I'm getting harassed on my via text by some listeners about my beat prediction. I wasn't right though.
He's on pace for 60 homers.
That's not bounce
Good
back.
point. He's better than he was last year. It's a good point.
Yeah, it's not bounce back. All right, college baseball. Sad weekend in Connecticut. Central Connecticut Blue Devils. They go down to Campbell University. They weren't expected to really come out of that group, but the one we were hoping for, the ones we hoped would host a regional, they lost Big East final, and Hooksy finds himself in Gainesville. Texas Tech, Florida, FAMU, and just didn't work out. Coach Penders, though, it's 700 wins. He
That's
got
unbelievable. When I read that, I thought it was a misprint. Think about
700 wins in the snow.
for 14 years, I think he's been there, right? So that's a lot.
Oh,
of
so
wins.
he's averaging what, over 50 wins a year?
Let me do my math quick. 14 times 10 is 140. So probably. No, carry the one. No, yeah, he's at 700.
Oh, okay.
No, but that's an unbelievable accomplishment.
Bobby Mack, they were top 10 in the country at one point, 10 or 11.
I don't know if they got
No,
to 10.
I
They were,
think
I
they were 10
think
going in.
10 or
think
11,
12.
and they got to go all the way down there.
Because of one game.
It's that.
I mean,
it's
if they
that-
win the Big East thing, they're not going down
That
there.
was a tough draw.
that's the Northeast
Curse.
bias. Just
Yeah.
And Xavier's still alive. They're
Xavier's
playing,
still
yeah.
alive. Is BC still alive?
That was a late game last night.
I thought it was
I
the
think they
Georgetown.
got-
It was
I think they
Xavier.
beat-
You're right. Yeah.
I think they got beat last night. If I'm
BC lost,
judging
yeah.
when I went to bed, they were down pretty big in the first inning. But yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I love watching the college baseball. It's so much fun.
Oh,
They
this
have,
is the
like,
greatest
red
time,
zone
man.
for college baseball. Have you seen that?
Say it again. I'm
ESPN,
sorry.
Like a red zone.
Oh,
college
they have it?
baseball. I think it's called. I forget what it's called, but short hop or something like that. But they have all the games on there. It's so much fun to watch.
That's on my
Bombs
bucket
galore.
list as a college baseball World
Mine
Series.
too, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind getting out there.
Little League and College World Series would be a fun trip.
Yep. I agree. But hey, the Bristol product, Bobby Mack.
Oh, SPC, St. Paul Catholic, down on Maltby Street.
Jeff, is he a Bristol product or a Meriden product?
Meriden.
Oh, here we
Meriden.
go.
I mean, he was
Here we
born
go.
in Meriden,
Ryan,
but he
man,
was
my
he
daughter
was
went to-
raised
went
at
to
St. Paul
kindergarten
Catholic
with
High
South
School.
Yeah, and he
Meriden.
couldn't wait to
South
escape.
Meriden.
Not even Meriden. It's pinpointed. South Meriden.
He couldn't escape. He couldn't wait to escape the 313 to get to Bristol and play for Vic and the boys. And he got a big hit in their first win. I think it was FAMU elimination
He
game.
was an RBI.
Yeah.
He's had a great year. Kid's had a great
He had
year.
a 280 as a freshman.
That was
Yeah.
Texas Tech 3-2. He drove in a run.
He was over 300 for a long
Yeah.
time this year too.
Oh, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be. Real
You getting ABs up at UConn as a freshman?
especially when it comes to this time.
good. You're right.
He didn't
Yeah.
start. He didn't start. I think the first game, right? Or did he? I don't
know.
think he did. He came back in the second game. And he played pretty well. Started him in the third game. So
Other players couldn't be reached for comment, but Wamogo's Garrett Coe is an absolute animal for them. And I got to think he's going to pitch for some money
he's left-handed.
very
he's big.
soon. Yeah, how big is he?
I
6'6"?
think he's 6. Yeah,
That's
6'5",
big.
6'6". Yeah, he's a big kid.
There was
Yeah.
a report that he's a bouncer at one of the establishments up at UConn.
Garrett Coe?
Yep.
I believe it because if you learn from Coach Hunt
And is it Ted's?
anything, you learn how to bounce at Ted's. All right, back after this. Really quick, Jeffy, Meriden, El Presidente from Barstool made a trip through Meriden, and there is a place, I forgot the name
Little
of it.
Rendezvous.
You got a 9-1?
9-1.
Gotta question the rating there because I've had it. It's good.
Is it thin?
Good.
It's thin.
Thinny thin.
It used to be better, but
Not
it's good.
thinny thin.
It's just thin?
I like Napoli's better. So
And he did Brewport too. I saw.
yeah, I saw Brewport. Yeah,
Better
Yeah,
than,
he did Bridgeport,
it can't be
Bridgeport.
better than New Haven pizzas, can it?
It's
No,
not.
it's not. But it's good for.
For
He gave it a
Meriden.
9-1, huh?
yeah. I just think he was threatened by all the people around him with guns, and he just wanted to get a good rating before. He
What are you
got
trying to
Look
say
at you
about your
throwing
hometown?
Meriden under the
Wow.
table here. Jeez.
That's how we roll in Meriden.
Hey, let's talk UConn hoops. It was a relevant UConn weekend all around because big stuff happening with the hoop team. The commish, one of his other hats, listeners, was as part of the Horde, maybe the most important member of the Horde, as I remember, as I actually sat in on
This is upside down.
one conference call with the Hooner, Cobby knocking stuff all over the apartment.
The dogs are barking. Calhoun said, "What is this?"
And hey, what do you think about
Tristan.
all the stuff with UConn? Yeah, I mean Dre too. Though I guess you call him Dre now. And there was a rapper Dre, and now Andre is cool and he won, so you call him Dre.
Listen.
I don't know if you know this.
Tristan Newton in the NCAA tournament was great, and I'm glad to see he's back. I think it's a huge piece. It's going to be exciting to see what they do. They got to add one more from the transfer portal, and I think it's going to be Cam Spencer, which would be really nice.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
Shut
huh?
up.
Wouldn't it be? But Tristan back to me is a great thing.
Spencer's on campus today.
And
By the
with
way.
the and,
Today we should have went up there.
He was on campus.
and he went to Miami.
Yes,
I
Joe
saw
Moriello.
too.
We should have went to the Wing Express today.
Newton come back is huge.
Family show.
And he's going to be able to play off the ball this year, which is going to be
What
even
a
better for him.
what a different team. Like they got Klingon, Carabin, Newton, and then like these five freshmen, maybe Spencer.
The McDonald's All-American. I mean, it'd be amazing. They could win this thing with a different team this year. Really, from
They got a score.
well, you're going to put the ball in the hands of
Castle's gonna be the point guard, that's what you're saying?
You need a guy to score.
Be off the ball.
Sanogo was 20 a night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonogo and
You don't think
Hawkins
the
are
Oak
almost
can do
40.
it?
Well, the difference between 12 minutes and 28 to 30 minutes is big. So
And I'm
No,
thinking
you got
we'll
6
see.
months of condition.
Yeah, he's
for
got
it.
it.
Carabin's
gotta
gonna
figure
be
it out.
better for sure. And
Who's going to be better? I'm sorry.
Carabin.
I think so.
And I
yeah.
think that they're going to have.
He'll get
they're-
more shots.
We're going to see some losses during the regular season that we're not going to like, but I think once they get the NCAA tournament, lace them up and see what happens.
Kamish, I know you've been around this program for a long time. Carabin's going to be better than he was this year?
Yes.
Well, he's going to get more shots. He
I
took
think
probably
he's-
eight,
Well,
nine
let's
shots
say
a
he's
game.
going to make him.
I
He's
think
no
he's gonna
Jimmy
be-
Butler,
he's
man.
gonna
That
be-
guy was
He's
tremendous.
going to be improved as a player.
He's going to get his numbers will be more.
When is Hawkins going to get drafted? 15th?
That's
We were
huge.
just
I hope
talking about
15th.
that.
I saw him as early as 10th, too.
Yeah, I've seen anywhere between 12 and 20. So it all depends on the teams.
I'm going to owe TNT remodeling. Oh, man.
Do we have 3 players in the top 35?
No.
No.
I don't think Sonogo's going to. You think he's going to be a top?
Who's going to go
First
higher,
round pick.
Sanogo or Jackson?
Jackson.
Oof.
He's a wing player.
Yeah. I would out of those guys. I'd,
Yeah, he can't shoot.
Imagine
though. He
that.
just
You're
can't
that
shoot.
dominant
He
in
can't
college?
shoot.
At the combine, Sonogo was 6'7" and a quarter, so not 6'9".
Yep.
And he was playing at 258, not 240. So where do you fit in the NBA at that position? I'm surprised at as well as he did at the combine. I know he did well in the games, but you're not a center at 6'7". I mean, you can make an argument at 6'9" you could play center, but a weak argument you could play 6'9" center in the NBA. 6'7" and a quarter. I mean, Jesus Christ, where's the guy going to play? He's got to have a face-up jump shot.
You're
He doesn't
right.
have it.
You're right, Joe. 40 years ago,
Guess
I
Joe
think there's a
Moriello
place.
making
There's
a
a
point
place
here.
40 years
He's
ago. There's a
stamping it.
place.
Joe, stop showing off. Please.
I know stats.
No, but I don't know. I mean, I love Sanogo.
That'd be
College
that's a
player.
good bet. Sonogo or Jackson, who goes
goes
higher?
first?
Yeah.
Can I ask you this question? UConn Nation, trying to put the record stuff aside, right? Like, do you see Cam as a Calcaterra just because he's the shooter off the bench, or do you see him as having a bigger role? Cam hit some big shots against big teams.
I think he's another Joey C.
That's
That's
it?
his role. I mean, come in and hit some 3-pointers.
I agree.
Give him some energy off the
Man,
bench.
I mean, Coach Pike was running stuff for him late in games. I mean, he was their go-to guy late in games. I don't foresee that as his role at UConn. Me personally,
think
I
he's
don't.
a good piece, though.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think he's maybe a little better Joey C, but similar.
Cindy Brady in the house.
need a score.
Yeah.
Would you be okay if
Him, no, yeah. I mean, him come off the bench or even just playing a role is fine, but they need a score before we.
I think a lot's going to
Like, I mean, it'll develop. We'll see as the year goes, but
it might be one of the freshmen?
yeah.
Well, I think a lot's going to hinge on how good Castle is. And
You got the Oak.
I mean, my guess would be Newton to start.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he seems like a wild card of a player, though. Like,
Yeah. but just being,
keeps both teams in the
last year,
games.
yeah.
But he was fantastic.
How about Rutgers got great news? Cliffy coming back.
I know.
That's big for them.
I know. And you know what? Like, I mean, we have no idea what Coach Peichel has up his sleeve, but like, it seems like it's going to be a smaller, faster team. You got Simpson's going to have the ball. The guy Fernandez from UMass is stud. And by the way, I still hate all this jumping around. The kid from Connecticut's going to score. Angry. Is Gavin Griffiths going to score in the Big Ten?
yeah. I mean, he'll be a pro at some point. I don't know if
He
he'll be
will?
an NBA player, but he'll definitely get paid. Yeah, I mean, he's 6'7". He can shoot it. Like, he can shoot it for a big.
What's his thing? Shooting it or getting off his feet and making
No, he's
plays?
more of a shooter now. I mean, athletic.
I'll take that.
He has
they
athletic
need that.
ability, but I mean, he's got to get stronger. He's
He's a
skinny.
pencil.
Yeah, he's skinny. He has a lot of ability though.
Mag getting healthy would be nice too.
Mag, Paul, Cliffy.
Paul hasn't decided yet.
I know.
How crazy is that though? You're something like guys haven't decided. You know, it's
'Cause he's-
June.
'cause
We're
he's
not
a-
even sure where guys
Because
are going.
when you become a grad student,
Yeah.
as you know, there's unlimited time. So we just got to wait. and
who's
see.
gonna make the best offer?
Yeah, right.
That's what it
It's sad. So
What it
sad.
is.
Well,
All right,
Kansas
guys.
has the most money.
I think two of the sporting events over the past, 50, 100 years that anyone would want to be at, number one would have to be the Hickory Huskers. What do you guys think about that?
We didn't like it when you said it 3 weeks ago, and it's not any better now.
All right, so we're moving around. This time we're going to start with, Angry Jay took the 80 Olympic hockey team, thanks. We're going to start with the commish.
All right, the commish for his one game he'd want to see. Actually, his third game after this.
Yeah. So what were your first two? You remember offhand?
Was a Ali fight.
Yeah.
And what was the second one? Oh, Reggie Jackson's 3 home runs.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so for this one, it's the 5th inning. Commish is going to go back to 1932.
Nice.
He's going to put on his 3-piece suit. In the 5th inning, he's going to make sure he doesn't go get popcorn, maybe a beer.
Oh,
I'm going to pay
nice.
attention.
I like it.
Did Babe Ruth call his shot in Game 5 of the World Series in the 5th inning?
I
against
like
the
it.
Cubs.
Charlie Root was
Part
the
of
pitcher.
lore, baseball lore. That's the one I like to be at.
Did
was
he?
he pointing? I don't know. Was he pointing at the dugout like they said, or something? Talking trash to the dugout, talking trash to the center field?
And he pointed to center, right?
He pointed at center field. There's video of that. I've seen
Yeah.
the video.
He's pointing at a vendor.
Where did the Sultan of SWAT point, and what did he mean by that point? I'd love to be there for that. That's mine.
That's a good one.
Don Father.
My third would be 1988 because I love college football. I got way into it the last 10 years. Is Catholics versus convicts.
Nice.
31-30, Notre Dame beating Miami. Miami #1, defending national champs.
Good one. I
They
like that one.
Scored a touchdown with 45 seconds left, 1 for 2. And Steve Walsh got the ball batted down. Don't know by who, but he got it batted down. Notre Dame ends up going on to be ranked #1. So that was my game. Both undefeated.
No,
I like that one,
No, was
Don
another
Father.
great game. Was Miami and Nebraska. It was like the early '80s.
Tommy Frazier.
When
No.
he went for 2?
Before him.
No, yeah.
And it went for
Tom
2.
Osborne went for 2 for the
give-
national
give him
championship.
credit for that, though.
Big
Was it
balls,
Dozier
man.
or Dozier? Or what was the running
Michael
back?
Rozier,
Rozier,
yeah. You remember
Rozier.
him?
Mike Rozier.
Vinny Testaverde was the
right. I think
the QB.
Angry.
I'm gonna stay on the Olympic theme. I took the '80 Olympic team a couple weeks ago. Last week, I took the Olympic team losing to the Soviet Union in '72. I'm gonna stay with the Olympics because as a kid, it was a big deal to me. They made a movie out of this one. I'm gonna take the 1964 10,000 meters. Billy Mills of winning an Olympic gold medal. He was such an underdog they didn't even give him a pair of shoes. And he won a gold medal running 45 seconds faster than he ever had in a 6-mile race. And I'm not much of a track and field guy, but from what I heard, 45 seconds faster and on a personal record is off the chart. So I'll go Billy Mills running brave to a gold medal in 1964 in the Tokyo Olympics. One of the greatest calls of all time. Al Michaels is the greatest call, but if you guys ever hear the real call,
Who was it? Like
it was-
Jim McKay or who? the heck
no,
was
I
it?
don't even think Jim was
Yeah,
alive then. But
he wasn't
but-
even doing
I think it
it.
was Moses.
But the guy, yeah, it's not a bad call. But the guy, the color commentator, was rooting for him at the end, and he got fired the next day.
No
because,
kidding.
Yeah, you can't like in the Olympic Games back then. You can't like openly root
bias,
for. Yeah, and he was fired.
45 seconds is unbelievable,
Yeah,
right?
but decent movie too.
Was he Native American, Billy Mills?
He was.
Jeez. Good for him. Loddy.
All right,
Loddy had a
so
couple crap ones. He had like
I'm all-
boxing and stuff like that.
Well, I did the Frazier Ali, not the same one as the commission. And
Garbage.
I mean, what was wrong with the '86 Mets Sox Game 6?
That was fun. That was fun
mean,
stuff.
what was wrong with
Terrible.
that?
That one got booed online.
I guess you guys know me. I'm an old soul. I'm going 1973 Secretariat.
Oh, all right.
I wish I was there at Belmont.
Do you need the ticket or just to watch it? Do you need a
I
winning
want to
ticket?
be
in your
there. I
hand?
want to
Oh,
be
yeah.
there. Have you seen the video of that? Like he just dominated. There wasn't a lot of horses, maybe 6 or
Like
7
6, I
horses,
think,
right?
yeah.
6 horses, and he blew them away like halfway through. And I think it's still the record for
It is.
a dirt track, right? I think it was like 224, something like that. But the Triple Crown, there hadn't been one since in about 25 years. I think 1948, 1947 was the previous one.
That's another great call. The announcer
Yeah,
running like a tremendous
have
machine. Yeah.
yeah. It just, I don't know. For me, I wish I was there, Belmont, New York, and I don't know, it just would have been cool.
And
I mean, like horse racing and boxing were just huge back then. You know what I mean? And it's just
The thing about
I don't
horse
know.
racing is it's so fast, and then
Yeah.
you get, imagine the excitement of that, and that
Yep.
2 minutes or whatever it takes to get
Yeah.
it done. You know, it's a different type of sport.
It's like a
like
Saturday.
that one.
It's like a Saturday night at your house, Commissioner.
Yeah, exactly. Friday night. Saturday's 3 minutes.
you guys didn't like that one?
I love that.
I love that. That's pretty good.
That was a good one, Loddy.
Obscure. I'm sticking with sports here though. So I go with
Best athlete of all time was Secretary.
Yeah, according to ESPN, you see that?
state champion Milan. I go with Jimmy Abbott with Team USA. Tino catching the last out. Whitney Houston puts her voice to it. One of the greatest moments of all.
Wow,
You gotta
guys
talk-
fell off the edge there in the end.
You got to talk Yanks here. I would have loved to have been sitting in the fence. Sausage and peppers. 1978, sunny afternoon. Bucky can't hit. Mick the Quick lends him his bat because he can't hit.
Chokes up 6 inches on it.
And he clubs it out of there. And we're moving on. It reminds me, it's foreshadowing what's going to happen this year. That's what I'm doing right now. Bucky leaves the yard. We go on to play the Kansas City Royals. Reggie jamming his glasses on his face. I would have loved to have spilled out through that nasty, dirty, grimy old little crap ballpark out onto Lansdowne Street for another sausage and peppers and see the looks on the lame losers' faces when Bucky took them yard.
I'll tell you something about it. I was in kindergarten. My parents let me stay home and watch that game.
Get out of here.
God's honest truth. I remember watching it in the living
in
room.
Kindy?
Jim Quinn canceled I
remember.
intramurals in second grade. Yeah,
Get out of
I
here.
ended
I
up
remember
playing.
sprinting home.
Yeah, I played catch in the front yard, and my dad came running out. He goes, "Bucky Dent hit one over the green monster." I had no idea what it meant. No idea. God's honest truth.
I
You
got
could
one.
ask my father.
My
He came
grandfather-
running out.
I was watching with my grandfather, and he was literally taking blood pressure pills in the ninth inning. Swear to God, when Yaz
So
was
was
up, he's like,
Rizzuto.
"It's over. They're
Yeah.
not."
Does Joe have one that we haven't said yet? Does Joe have a
Is there a sports moment?
any
you would
event
have liked-
moment? I don't need a game.
I love your guys. I mean, Kirk Gibson's a huge one, right? I mean, how do you not talking about that unless you guys did it in prior weeks? I don't know.
Go for it.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, that was I don't know. I think I was 12 years old. I'm sitting home watching it late at night. Everyone's asleep, glued in front of the TV. I don't even love the Dodgers, but watching him limp up to the plate. I mean, that's some big stuff, right? When you can't even walk and you're thinking, what the hell is Tommy Lasorda doing right here?
Cash won't let him hit.
No, I mean, you shouldn't let him hit. I mean, any decent manager wouldn't let a guy hit who can't even swing a bat. You know, but he comes
Get up there, kid.
and yeah, he puts one out. I mean, that was an unbelievable moment. The fist pump, all of it. You know, made me
Awesome.
a little bit of a Dodgers fan for
Awesome.
a little while anyway. So.
10 seconds.
Yeah,
That was his only at bat of the series.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So,
Vin Scully on the call.
no, because it was...
Vin
NBC.
Scully
It was
was the-
NBC,
Oh,
yeah,
he
on
did those.
NBC. Yeah.
and he didn't say anything. He didn't say a lot.
Yep. Bill White was the guy doing the radio too. I think
Bill-
is that what
like
you're
our
thinking?
Bill
Yeah.
White?
Yes, yeah.
Was doing
He was
the
doing
radio?
he was doing color, yeah, because when he came around 30, he says on the radio, it was like he's got to get a push from the
Were you
third base
listening
coach.
on the radio?
No, I just heard the thing so many
That's
times.
pretty cool, man. I didn't know that. I was definitely watching, and you can see the cars leaving
Yeah.
Dodger Stadium in
Bob
in right
Costas.
center
Chavez
field.
Ravine,
You
yeah.
could see it, and then they must have heard it on the radio, and you see the brake lights. Like, oh my God! Like, you're not getting back in, but
When Gibson rounded second, it looked like me trying to start my mower. I can't get that thing started still. That is a great moment, though. Good one, Joe.
Commish, do you remember what we were doing at that point?
I don't.
We were playing for the Waterbury Yukon branch under Gus D'Angelo, great skipper.
Yep. I don't remember that.
Yeah. So one more round of this, and we're gonna stop that. But we've got another one that is similar. Just to wet your whistle, a little teaser for not next week, the week after. Is we're gonna talk about games where you have, God powers to go down and stop one play. What play would that be? I've got a flood of them in my mind right now because that's just the type of luck that I guess we all think we have. But a professional game or a game you played in high school, college, you could put your hand down there and change what happened to the way you wanted it to come out.
I look forward to that.
Dwight Clark couldn't be reached for comment. Okay.
So is this a game we could have played in too? Or you just talking
Anything we were involved in, if we could just change the outcome to exactly how we wanted on one play, not the game, one play.
It's a layup for me.
One play that would have probably changed the outcome of the game, right? I like it.
It is time for Who Would You Rather?
It's time for Who'd You Rather?
I want to talk about Jimmy Buckets or Dirk Nowitzki's 2011 Mavs. Which guy do you think is a better leader to their boys? Jimmy Buckets this year or Dirk in 2011?
Dirk.
Let's go.
Dirk.
Why? Because they won?
Has something to do with it, no?
Angry. What do you got?
I'll go with Dirk just because he beat those losers with LeBron and Bosh and
Okay.
Wade. But I like Butler. I mean, I'll give Butler props. I'm not anti-Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Other
I'm
than
going to go with Dirk just because we know the outcome, but I think that we'll see what Butler does in the playoffs.
In the playoffs? I hope so. They're in the freaking finals,
Oh, yeah,
dude.
that's part of the playoffs.
Lottie.
Oh, you know me. I'm going Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
I think what he has around him and for where they are and the teams they've beat. I mean, he beat the Knicks. I mean, they beat the Knicks in the second round. I mean, come on.
Joe Mo.
Yeah, this could be just a factor of it being recent, but Jimmy Butler, he's a team guy. I love him. We already talked about it. I'm going him all the way. I like Dirk, but he's a Nazi.
Ooh. Speaking of truth, though. So Dirk, heck of a player, likable guy. It's got to be Jimmy all day. Like Jimmy's just, he's got onions, man. I love him. How about Jimmy being a leader?
Is everyone going to be Butler? And
No,
somebody
just-
else?
So,
I'm ready
can
to
you
vomit.
relax?
What do you like
The
better,
Jimmy
Dirk?
Butler talk. Jesus.
You guys come up with your own questions.
All right, what do you like better, Jimmy or Vision Quest?
I'll go Loudon
Shoot.
Swain. Loudon Swain was a better leader than Jimmy Bucket.
Jimmy or Danny Manning in 1988, Danny and the Miracles?
Danny Manning.
Why?
'Cause
He had another NBA player in his team.
They won it all. They beat Oklahoma. That Oklahoma team was stacked, and they lost a ton of games during the regular season.
They did.
And
I think they lost double figures, yeah.
Who
and
was
then
the other NBA guy they had?
they had Turgeon was on that team, right? The ex-Maryland coach.
Pritchard?
No.
Kevin
That was
Pritchard?
not. I would tend to think they didn't have another NBA guy. I'll have to look.
I know the year after, Mark Randall was
But
a
he
freshman.
completely put that team on his back, and they remember that Oklahoma team. They had
Milt
amazing
Newton?
Grace and Mookie Blaylock,
Stacey
and
King.
Stacey King, and Seager, the 3-point
Oh, I was
sniper.
going to say number
that
44,
team
right?
was loaded.
Was he 44? Seeker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember a guy named Chris Piper on the Kansas team?
Yes, I do.
Do you,
Yep.
you remember what he said in his post-game interview?
No,
They asked him about winning. He's like, this is like he was saying like the greatest thing ever. He's like, I'm never playing another game in my life.
what a way to go out.
Shoes off.
What a way. Oh, hello.
All right.
Oh, Jimmy Butler or
Come on, Kamish. What do we got?
I don't know. I'll take Danny Manning. I don't know.
Danny and the Miracles.
Yeah, Danny and the Miracles.
Danny and the Miracles. Drafted by who?
Clips.
The Clippers. Immediately turned into garbage.
I concur with the commish. Danny Manning. Guy was
I concur.
Should've
What's that
concurred.
movie from?
Should have concurred.
a lot. It's probably from a lot of movies.
No.
Only one?
Catch Me If You Can.
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio, Tom Hanks. He becomes a doctor. You concur? I concur.
Christopher Walken.
Should have concurred.
Yes. Nice.
Nick Foles,
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl 52, 373 yards, 41 points against the mighty Pats, right? Or Tom Brady, Super Bowl 55, with a blowout with a Patty Mahomes-led Chiefs.
Oh, my God. Let me jump on this one. I mean, they got a statue after the guy already. They got a statue for Nick Foles in Philadelphia. There's your answer. We could skip the rest of the answers here. Let's go. Nick Foles, baby.
I'm going to go Nick Foles, too, because that was such a good game.
It was a
That
phenomenal
was
game.
back forward. That was one of the most. I don't like either. I hate both teams actually, but that was such an entertaining game going back and forth. Foles Brady, Philly special. I mean, it was unbelievable. I'm gonna support my friend Angry and go with Nick Foles.
Well, seriously, he was. I don't know if he certainly hasn't played a better
It's
game.
like an out of body experience for him.
Like his throws, the one to Corey Clement in late in
that
the
the
third
back- the
quarter,
back of the
back
end
in the
zone?
end zone, yeah.
God, yeah.
Unreal. It was like a third and like 13.
How much money did he make off that? I mean,
He didn't make a lot actually. He didn't.
no, he never got
No.
that big payday.
No.
They talk about being in the zone.
Yeah.
That was one of those times when the players in the zone. So I'll take Foles too.
He was wow. What a great day.
What do you got, Loddy?
I got Foles. Yeah, no doubt about it for me.
Joe.
Yeah, I got to go to the same. I mean, biggest game he ever played. I can't say I was a Foles fan before or after, but you got to give it to a guy who plays on the biggest stage, plays the biggest game, and
What
makes
a
the
nickname too. What a nickname.
Oh, no kidding. My wife loves that guy.
I gotta go Brady. He's the goat.
Shocker.
Brady's the goat. Wow. Funny it worked out like that for Foles though. That other bum went down. What was his name?
Carson Wentz.
But Wentz
Torn ACL.
All right.
He's soft, huh? Tore his ACL.
All right. Who was a bigger gamer? Terrell Owens, Super Bowl 39. No, what was
Yeah.
it? Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Catching 9 passes for 100 something out of 14 targets too. So with a broken leg or fractured, suspected. I don't know whether it's broken or not. Or Emmitt Smith on January 2nd, 1994, against the G-Men with a separated shoulder, and he goes off for 168 on the ground, 61 in the air, and I mean it's Emmitt, so at least one tutty.
Definitely Emmett. I mean, he's crying the whole game. Like he was inconsolable, but he kept going out there, and the Giants were going after him too.
All right, I'm gonna tell who's going. I love your pick,
Emmett.
Kamish.
I'll take Emmett on that one. For sure, I thought you were going to say Schilling, and I would have taken Terrell for the first time in my life. But I'll take Emmett.
Joe. Terrell Owens, Emmitt Smith. Who's a bigger gamer?
You got to go Emmett with that. I mean, with all the touchdowns he's had, I love the way he flips the ball to the, every time he scored a touchdown, just tossed it, no big deal. The guy knew he was a scorer, played it cool, act like he's been there before. Gotta love the guy.
I actually think Barry flipped the ball and Emmett
Yeah.
took every
Emmett-
single one of
Emmett
them
took
to a
everyone
chest.
home.
No, but you're right, though. He didn't spike it and jump around and do icky, sticky shuffles. But the Don Father, say it.
Tiger Woods. He won a
Say
U.S.
it.
Open on a broken leg.
No, you
U.S.
don't get to
Open
do
on
that.
a broken leg.
You don't get to do that.
Is that where his wife hit him?
Pick one.
It's got to
We're
be.
talking
It's
about
got to be Terrell
sports.
Owens. He was the only target on the team. He was the only person that McNabb threw to the entire game. He was getting double teamed every play, hobbling around, catching the ball on one leg. I mean, Emmitt Smith got the ball 75 times. Of
Who
course,
was the
he's going to get
tight end?
100
Was it
yards.
Seelick or was he not there yet?
He wasn't there yet.
He wasn't there yet. LJ Smith.
Angry Jay, I'm
LJ
dying
Smith
to hear.
I'll go Owens. He came back in 5.5 weeks from a broken leg. He still had a rod in his leg.
Angry Jay is a TO guy.
No, I'm not, actually. And that was the end of it for me with him because he started crying afterwards about not being called a hero for playing.
Well, folks, I tried to set Angry up to say Emmitt Smith. He wouldn't do it. He sticks to his guns.
Yeah.
Speaking of guns.
Are you talking about Gilbert Arenas or John Morant?
No, I was only kidding. Who is a bigger hero in the moment? Mazeroski, 1960, and they won a pennant, or Joe Carter in '93? You'll never hit another bigger home run in your life, Joe.
I'm jumping in and saying Joe Carter because I love this celebration too, and I got to go Joe Carter.
The Birdo, I call it the Birdo.
I'll go Mazeroski. It sucked that they beat the Yankees, but they beat the Yankees who they were a clear underdog.
Yeah,
Toronto was favorite. They were defending champions. The Yankees won 3 games in that series and actually blew them out in all 3 games, and they lost 4 close games.
I was
Are you
gonna say
sure
that-
Toronto was favored in that?
Yes.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Against the
defending
Phillies?
champions.
no
The
doubt
Phillies,
about
yes.
it. Yeah. I would go Mazeroski, too, because I think the run differential in that
Yeah,
World Series
Yankees
was like
were-
plus 20-something Yanks. And who was playing left field for the Yanks?
Yogi.
Yogi Berra.
In left?
Yep.
Yeah. All you see is the number 8.
Don
It
Father.
just
Oh, you
goes
just ruined my
goes-
Don Father trivia.
Goes over the wall. Oh, I'm sorry.
He wouldn't.
What number was Jim Rice? I mean,
He doesn't know. He literally doesn't know. You remember?
I
it?
don't answer the same question twice.
Yeah, you didn't answer it the first time.
Angry did though.
All right, Kamish.
I'll take Mazeroski for everything they said with the
Hall of Fame. That's another guy, though.
Yeah, I
Like,
was gonna say Hall of
He
Famer.
made the Hall of Fame,
Second
but
base.
yeah,
If he doesn't hit that home run, is he in the Hall of Fame?
that's
Good question.
Probably not.
Probably
I'm
not.
going Joe
Probably not.
Carter again. He did the Birdo. What a crazy time! I mean, like
what's the Birdo?
a friend of mine, Jim Alberto.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, what's the Birdo?
I celebrated a state championship with him in 2008, and when he was running out there, I couldn't even celebrate. I thought he was going to pull every muscle in his body. You know how Joe Carter was just
Yeah.
flailing like grace? That's what I call it, the Birdo.
God, I hated those Toronto teams. They were so good.
I
And
know.
They killed us.
They played
killed
9
us.
guys every. You know.
Yeah, he had the same
Was,
lineup.
I don't
was
think he ever-
Devo
yeah.
on that team?
Yes.
I think Paul Molitor was a leadoff
Mahler,
hitter, right?
Henderson.
Because Milwaukee thought he was washed up. Toronto got him, and jeez, Winfield maybe on that
Yes,
team or one of
yes,
them.
yes.
Or
Give me a
both.
pitcher besides Steve.
Tom Hankey.
Cone.
Dwayne
Hankey.
Ward.
Cohen was on that team, no?
Was he?
Not one of them. Yeah.
All right, whatever. It's Joe
Todd
Carter. all the way.
Stottlemyre.
Who has had a better postseason career? The captain, El Capitan, Derek Jeter, or Big Papi? I mean, let's throw out the loyalty here, guys. Who's had a better postseason
That's a lot closer than people think.
career? And by the way, you're lucky I didn't put Bernie Williams in there because like Bernie and Papi might even be better because Bernie has some stats in the postseason. All right, we're gonna start out with the Don Father. Who are you taking? Don't go chalk. Who are you thinking?
I'm thinking Poppy. He's the reason they won the World Series. He wasn't on Murderer's Row with Jeter. He's the reason they won. He had one other good player on his team. He won. Man, he was the only other legitimate threat.
I can't believe you're saying that.
The idiots, come on. He was the team.
How about the guy that had his top hand of the bat, like in the middle of the bat?
Yeah, he
You know what I'm talking about?
Played for us for 6 weeks.
He actually started
got
opening
hurt.
day.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about? He held the bat like this with his top hand.
Oh, Uke. Yeah.
Yuckless. How did he say it?
Euclid.
Yuckless. Anyway, Kamish, who you got?
Gotta take Jeter. Jeter gave me a lot of good memories. I mean, in the '90s, we haven't won in a long time, so I'm taking Jeter.
Angry?
Jeter. I mean, I love Jeter, but I would say Poppy's one of the greatest postseason players of all time. One of the greatest clutch players of all time. And I hate him.
Was your answer Poppy?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, he camouflaged it though. He tried to hide it.
I'm gonna,
He had like 750.
You
against the Cardinals,
clarified it.
didn't
I
he?
get it, Spo. Nice hair product.
Poppy was the one guy that I didn't want to see come up, and he killed us in 04. He got the ball rolling.
04 to whenever he retired.
Yeah, he just got the ball rolling for them. I'm just going to take Jeter just by a little bit, just for
I
some
got
of the
it.
plays,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
some of the plays he made in the field as well as the big hits. But that's not a slight on Ortiz, I'll tell you that.
Loddy, I'm with you, man. Jeter on both sides of the ball. I mean, it's amazing the way he played. And, being a Yankee fan, how do anybody ever pitch to Poppy in the postseason? I mean, putting a ball where he can hit it out was just bad managing by anybody. But
There's a problem. There's a problem though. The guy that hit after him was pretty good too.
Fair point. Jeter did it on all sides. He could get the big hit, the small hit, move guys over, did all the stuff he had to do. He was just a winner. Poppy was too, no doubt. I mean, he just came up big, and you can't deny that he did. But I bleed pinstripes, so I gotta go with Jeter.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jeter, not because I bleed pinstripes, but you talk about the flip and some of these other plays, and the guy plays defense. The other guy just stands there and hits and studies video. And by the way, I still kind of in like Sandlot when they said he's more than a man but less than a god. I still think that about David Ortiz as a hitter. He is not. You know how angry was Barry Bonds, the best player, and we're talking Griffey and these guys and whatever. I think Poppy is just about the hitter. Bonds was as far as the big moment, and I thought he was just almost godlike, but he didn't play defense. And when they were in the National League Parks, he had to play first, and it wasn't exactly the captain, the other captain.
He didn't make many outs though. That's the
He never, in a big
Postseason,
spot,
yeah.
he never made a note.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
That's a very good question,
Jeter and
though.
Poppy are
It's a
two of the
very
guys-
good question.
Two of the guys that you think about, if you're a baseball fan, it's hard not to like them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I got one for you guys. I heard on actually about an hour before we went on. Aaron Judge's catch the other day, where he ran into the wall. Great. What's the greatest catch in Yankee history? That was the question. It got me thinking on the way up here. I mean, we could save it, I guess, for the next
Nah,
episode. Or
let's talk about it.
Greatest catch.
the one I came
Is it
up
the
with.
Willie Mays one? The
The
He
greatest
was on the New
Yankees
York
catch.
Giants, idiot.
I thought he said.
Sorry,
He said the
I didn't
Yankees.
mean a name call.
He was referring to the 04 Red Sox. The one I came up with was the catch on July 1st on Trot Nixon's pop up where Jeter goes into the stance, like full.
Yeah.
Was that the Jeter bleeder when he was?
Yeah.
bleeding out of his face?
I don't think the Yanks have had a lot of.
So
Great
like some I was
catches.
thinking, you remember Ken Griffey Jr.'s catch?
Yeah, we don't.
Do you remember? You remember Jeter on his opening day at Cleveland
Yes,
over the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember some Winfield catches. That were pretty
Winfield
good.
had a couple.
Oh,
Yeah.
Winnie
when he was
climbing
playing
it.
left field, I think.
Climbing it,
Yeah.
man.
I mean,
Winnie.
in
What
terms
number? Jeffy. What number?
31?
Winfield.
31?
Atta boy. You tell him, Jeff.
The father.
Don father.
Who's your father?
Hey, defensive plays, obviously Nettles at third.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
In the Jeter flip, but we didn't have
Catch.
a lot of
Catch
great
those. Catch.
Yeah, catch. Nah, I don't.
Ruben Sierra is definitely not
Ken
one of them.
Griffey Sr. had a pretty good one against Boston. Remember?
How about I say Joe Mayer?
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
off the wall.
Outside the box.
How about Nettles catching Yaz's in '78? That was a pretty good catch.
On the shoulder?
Yeah, I just kind of brought it
Didn't
down.
O'Neal make a great catch in a play? I think
Yeah.
Whoa,
yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
That's a good one. He made.
that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a 1-0 win.
96.
That was huge. That was a big catch. And I
You
knew
know
he was
what?
gonna get
Great one. You're right. That was one of the better ones.
Sanchez made a bunch of catches at the plate that were pretty good. Bounced off his
Guy's dirty.
frying
What
pan.
team is he on now?
Padres.
Is he on a? Oh, jeez.
That's
All
a good
right.
one, though. That's a really good one.
You
Hey,
got.
we
You
can
got.
talk
You got to give me an answer.
I said, oh, the catch?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jeter over the shoulders first opening day start against the
Set the tone for
Indians
his
and
career.
it freezing cold against El Presidente, I believe.
Was.
Did El Presidente
You're right.
pitch that game?
That game, yeah.
Yeah, of course he did. He's the captain. I mean, come
He's
on.
no Volpe, but
I mean,
he's,
come on.
he's, you know.
The captain. It wasn't Ruben Sierra when we went to that doubleheader. And he
I was
stuck-
at that game
he
and I didn't
stuck
know
his
you
head
guys.
into the wall.
Did Madeline catch the ball when he took the popcorn from the kid? Or was that just
No, it was way out of
Oh,
there.
that would have been one of mine.
That would have been cool. Dude, Ruben Sierra stuck his head into
Mike
that
Stanley
wall.
hit 3
Stanley
home
had
runs
9 RBIs, and we
Think about
lost.
Mike Stanley. He got hit
in
3
the
effing home runs.
Were you guys in the bleachers?
No, we were in a right field line.
Well, you guys had a lot more money than I did, but I was in the bleachers.
What about the fan that caught the ball off Canseco's head? That's a good one.
Did a fan catch it?
I don't know. I gotta hope so. Bounced 45 feet. The upper deck.
All right, who sucked it up more? Willis Reed, 1970 Game 7. Michael Jordan flu game, Game 5, 1997. Who sucked it up more?
I'll go Willis Reed. Actually, if rumor has it, if you believe it, he actually tore his quad. It was literally like, yeah. Hard to. He only scored 4 points, by the way. In that
Yeah,
game.
I was
And
gonna
They
say.
were the first 4 of the game.
As a Knicks fan, I'd like to agree with you, but he only played a few minutes, and Jordan played the whole game. But
Mike was pretty good.
I want to go with Jordan. I mean, what am I going to do there?
Knicks?
What am I going to do? I have to go for the guy that played the whole game versus the guy that played the first 3
I
minutes.
know, but Knicks?
I know. We don't have a illustrious history in the NBA Finals.
Remember
it's
when
coming,
Charles Smith made that layup?
How about
Who
yeah,
you
he
got?
make it.
I'm
Commish, who
surprised,
you got?
I'm
I
surprised
got
you didn't put
Willis Reed.
Stanton in this.
I got Willis Reed because at least you know the outcome of his injury. How bad was the flu? I don't know. I mean, the sniffles or was he?
Yeah.
You know,
Was it at pizza or something like
Yeah,
that?
they said food.
thought it was
he,
food
He
poisoning,
talked
right?
about. He
Or-
said
yeah,
it was food
Willis
poisoning.
Reed.
Yeah.
In that documentary that he was drunk the whole time on tequila, his eyes were yellow.
Yeah, I was just
Like,
looked
I don't know if I can
looked
believe anything
Ben,
he said.
It looked like Ben Johnson after the 1988 100 meters.
Jesus. All right, who you guys got, man? Come on. let's
I'm
go.
writing in Paul Pierce when he had a case of the runs and he had to be out there in a
Wheel him
wheelchair.
off. They had to wheel him off.
I will go Willis Reed. More dramatic. More dramatic.
Oh, Jordan Hawkins with the diarrhea during the NCAA tournament.
Who'd you take, Commish?
I took Willis Reed.
You got to go Jordan, man. You got to go Jordan. You got to go Jordan.
Yeah, unless you're his doctor, though, you don't know how bad he was. I don't know.
Exactly.
Willis Reed was symbolic.
Yeah,
Jordan
exactly.
Jordan performed,
Right.
so you got to
Yeah.
go with Jordan on that.
Well said. All right. When I was a youngster, it was either 87 or 88, and the Lake Show was the greatest show in town. They played the Pistons in the finals in Game 6. I was at John Pettit's house, so it had to be 88. It was your graduation party.
Probably, yeah.
And Isaiah Thomas twisted his ankle.
I graduated 2 years early from high school.
Yeah.
Middle
It
school?
was one of your graduation parties from high school.
You did 4 years and 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Tough
So-
curriculum in Thomaston.
So it was your grad party that day. So it was 88, and Isaiah twists his ankle, and he continues to make 3 after 3 after pull up after pull up, and steal the ball, and he's limping around. He looks stupid, but like he's not doing what people do today. He's not doing what the Yankees do.
Speed hopping is what he was
He was
doing.
speed
Yeah.
hopping. I mean, you can't do that if you're the Yankees. I mean, what a horrible injury.
Was he
Stan
a
suffered.
Reeboks guy? What do you have on?
Was he Reebok?
What do you have on, Anger J?
That's not a bad call. You might be right there. Yeah.
I could see him with either the red or
He
the.
didn't have Nikes or
Maybe he
Adidas,
didn't
I
pump him up
guarantee.
enough
He
before the game.
had he had low.
But that was still Converse days too, though.
Could have been Cons.
He
Could have
was
been Cons.
Converse.
Could
He
have
was
been Cons.
Converse.
Yeah.
He was in
We're
one-
going to
he-
go to the tape after.
He was in a commercial with those guys.
yeah,
Not
with-
the commercial. He was in a commercial with those guys.
Bird, Magic, and Aguirre.
He was, but he might have switched to
You
the
know what they
Reebok.
did?
We got to look
You
into
know what
that.
they did for me? Remember that? Larry Bird. They won me the MVP. That's the commercial.
That's right. Was Bernard King in that
They
commercial?
was.
made a pair of
He
shoes
was.
for
Right.
this year's
Bernard
MVP. Wow. All right. What kind of shoes did Dominique Wilkins wear?
Brooks?
Brooks.
Were they?
Brooks. How about Walter Payton?
A6 or
No,
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos. All right. So, what the heck were we talking about?
Isaiah scoring 25 in the third
All right,
quarter on one leg.
Isaiah playing on one leg and basically bringing the Pistons all the way back, or Kobe playing through that Achilles thing.
He didn't play through it. He just went back out and shot free throws.
He still did it.
Isaiah Thomas. It was one of the best performances I ever saw.
Kinda
Even if
teed
he
that one up.
wasn't hurt, if he was 100% healthy, he put on a show in the second half.
I mean, Kamish, you've torn an
I was
Achilles.
gonna say, I'll take Zeke, but one of the coolest things about Kobe when he came back is that he had the sneakers that on the back they have the stitches you get when you do tear your Achilles,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I did, and I thought that was really cool. So, but I'm gonna take Zeke on the performance, but
Could you have shot free throws when you tore your Achilles?
absolutely.
I mean, you did mow your lawn the next day.
I did my lawn,
Could
but
you
it
shoot
was
free
nothing.
throws when you were 100% healthy?
Got a lefty
No.
stroke, dude.
Oh, lefty.
No, not anymore.
Chris
It's
Mullin.
gone. It's all gone.
He is mowing.
You
Chris Mullet.
I'm going Isaiah. I couldn't stand him, but that was one of the best things I've ever seen in a basketball court in my life.
One of the best post-game interviews, too, when they asked him if he was going to play in Game 7 for Brent Musburger, and he cut him off. And he said, you got 2 days, you got less than 48 hours for getting, and he cut Musburger off. He's like, I'm playing.
How fun was that finals?
He said, I'm playing like 3 times, and he wanted to fight. He wanted to fight Musburger.
Game 7 went right down to the wire,
It did.
if I recall as well, yeah.
The old Phantom fall on
Who would you want
Kareem.
to win a fight between?
Yes,
Musburger and
that's
Zeke?
right.
He got crushed on that.
Who would
Fight
you want to
between.
win a fight between Musburger and Zeke?
Ooh, that's good. I'd want Musburger to win.
Musburger's tougher. That's what I think. Zeke, great performance, of course. I mean, that's a tough team. The Pistons were a great team to even follow, and they're just the way they play basketball. So I'll go with him, but I don't know. I can see an argument on both sides.
I'm going Kobe, man. I know it's only just hobbling out there to do his thing, but he did play through it. He went out there, and I know a few people have done this, in their later years. And for an athlete in his peak, I mean, he had to have shot him just flat-footed. And I'm not a Kobe guy. I actually have become one. But he's a gamer, man.
Oh, no question. No, without question. I mean,
Nah, you were questioning his toughness.
who was?
You were. You were getting, angry about it.
No, actually, I mean,
Angry?
Isaiah.
Come on.
That makes sense.
Isaiah played like the rest of the game and played 48 hours later as well. And I hate Isaiah Thomas. So
He did good with the CBA, though.
he did it fantastic. I mean, he's pretty much the general manager of the Suns now. Should run them into the
Yeah,
ground.
he did a great job with the Knicks in the front office, too.
Who?
The New York Knickerbockers.
By the way, he wore Converse and Puma.
Puma.
Yeah, nice.
It was definitely Converse that game.
Why didn't you tell us a few minutes ago? Jeez, we wasted a bunch of time.
Suspense.
All right, suspense. Let's get serious now. Enough of this, lead-up stuff. We're going to get really serious. Robbie Benson, did he do a better job in a one-on-one or the Billy Mills story, which I think was called the
Running Brave.
Running Brave? What was he better in?
I never saw Running Brave, but I did see One-on-One. Was that Annette O'Toole?
Yes.
It was a great movie.
Fantastic.
I mean, that didn't win an Academy?
No, Running Brave is better.
He played in a glorified high school gym as a college player. You remember that?
I agree with Angry. Running was better. Running Brave was better.
No, since I started this podcast, I've got 400 movies I got to watch. I've never seen either
Running,
one
you
of those.
bad.
Movies? Do you
No,
watch movies?
I never saw either
Jesus.
one of those. No, they're too boring. I can't sit around for 2 hours watching anything that's not real.
The guy was abused by his coach.
What do you mean not real?
Well, I mean, the movie's not real. Maybe based on a life story, but
Was it based on Mirovich?
No.
One-on-one?
But was the coach in The Godfather? Was he the governor for Vegas? Remember they went out to Vegas and he got caught in the scene in the hotel room with the girl?
Dude, that was him.
Senator Geary.
Senator Geary.
that was Giuliani, I think.
What'd you say?
Rudolph Giuliani, I think you're talking about.
Senator Geary and Robbie Benson's head coach was the same guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Get
guys
outta
had-
here.
Guys had a
I
tough
just
life.
put that together.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon there, huh,
I
Loddy?
smell something burning in here, Loddy.
Joe, am I right?
Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, he does right on the Senator Geary part. I'd vote for him, but Barbie Benson is where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go Bobby on that because his sister was in Playboy. She did great. She was a beautiful girl.
Family show. Family show.
Barbie
Family
Benson.
show.
Oh, I didn't
Family
know
show.
that either.
Family show.
Wait, is
Family
that
show.
a true story?
True story. Would I make that up
No,
in your
but I
basement?
never-
That's a good one. I didn't know that.
Well, we don't
read
just
the articles.
we don't take guests on here because they're not going to bring something. Good tidbit.
It might not be true, but
Tidbit.
he sounded confident. So
All right, guys, let's talk hard rock. Scorpions or Van Halen? Pick one.
I'm going to go first on this one. I
Go.
went to the Scorpions concert, Lake Compounds. It was the single most scary event of my life. Those losers
come?
walking around. It smells like, you know how you smell marijuana now when you're driving down Route 6?
Yeah.
The whole place smelled like marijuana. It was not my scene. The commission doesn't like crowds, rowdy crowds, people pulling down fences. I never saw Van Halen, but no way would I ever go to another Scorpions concert. I think they're 108 years old now, but I would not go now if they came back on tour.
Gonky Park.
Gorky
Or
Park.
what was it called? What was it?
Donkey Kong. It's a video
What'd I
game,
say?
dude.
Donkey
I
Punch?
didn't say Donkey Kong. I said Gonky Park. That's not what it is.
Hanging brain.
Suddenly I wanted
Tossing
Donfather to sing Taylor
salad?
Swift lyrics.
I got to tell you,
Don
I
Father.
think this is going to be a clean sweep. Scorpions might have a couple top 3 songs from those two, but Van Halen's got to be the better band.
Oh, Van Halen. Yeah, they had some decent songs. Scorpions. Hard to beat the commissioner's description.
In hell.
Gonky Park wasn't a song.
Gorky
Oh,
Park.
I missed by one letter.
Donkey
That
Punch.
tells you where I think. VH was God in the 80s for me. Love VH.
You got to give Scorpions credit for singing. They don't even know English. They're German. It's a German band. We have a big German theme tonight. We got Nowitzki. We got the Scorpions going. Whatever. But you got to go Van Halen. No comparison. You got to go Van Halen all the way. Come on, jump.
I don't think Lottie knows English either.
Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace.
I'm going to tell you why it's the Scorpions.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't switch lead singers around here.
That's true.
Because nobody listens to them.
If we did, my podcast might be better.
4 years there.
Oh. Okay, it's like that. We don't switch lead singers around here. Gronky Park or whatever.
Gonky Park. Look it up. Look it up.
Donkey.
Rock you like a hurricane over
I
here.
think the Donkey Punch at Compounds, the roof blew out the place.
Winds of change.
This is a beauty.
All right.
Beauty episode.
Is it a sub or is it a grinder?
It's a grinder.
Oh, grinder. 100%.
Grind.
Lod?
I grew up as a grinder. Yep.
Papa Joe says grinder also. How come other people call him
Ohio, where I would always vacation, was a hero. I'm like, what are you talking about? A hero.
What do you want to do?
Last year.
What's it called? Wedge. They call them a wedge. too?
Wedge?
Pennsylvania.
I never heard wedge. No.
Pennsylvania's a sub.
Isn't that what happens when somebody pulls your underwear up real high?
Wedge, yeah.
Oh, yeah, give
What
Lottie a
state
wedge.
was the wedge?
New York.
Yeah.
New York? A wedge?
Isn't it a
yeah.
sub in Mass? It's a sub. isn't
Sub
it?
in Mass.
Yeah, but I mean mass.
I mean, that doesn't count. Though.
Mass holes.
Sub short for what though? We're gonna call it a sub. What's it short for?
Submarine.
Sandwich.
Submarine sandwich. Yeah. All right. Fair.
What did they say
Grinder.
in Goodfellas? He was holding
Grinder.
his hero sandwich?
Funny,
Remember?
funny how?
Somebody somebody was going to get shot and they picked up their.
You go to Bristol
holding a
Pizza, what do
hero
they call it? You order a grinder.
Grinder.
Yeah, it was.
I'm here to amuse you.
No way.
Trying to get a plug,
Either
a
that
little
or
sponsorship
casino.
from them
I'm
there,
thinking it
Lottie?
was
Yeah.
Goodfellas. All right.
gonna
Anyway,
Work on
Is
it.
it
No.
good?
guys, is it soda or is it pop?
Oh, Jesus.
Soda for me growing up, but pop again in Ohio was pop.
Soda.
Get a pop.
I've never once in my life asked for a pop. That's all I can say. Soda.
It's soda, but my parents used to get the Pop Shop. I don't know if you remember Pop Shop. Those are amazing, but soda.
So my sister went to Ohio State. Everything out there is a Coke. So if you want a Sprite, it's actually called a Coke, which is kind of weird. So you gotta go soda here, pop most other places besides Connecticut, and then Coke, just I guess in Columbus, Ohio.
Universal.
Yeah, that might just meant the college, Joe.
What's that?
Well, you could combine them, and it's one of the best. It's a character from one of the best movies of all time, The Outsiders. Soda pop.
You know, in high school.
Was that Rob Lowe?
That was Rob Lowe.
Soda pop.
In Ohio, it's not sneakers; it's tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aren't those just
And
tennis
where's
shoes?
that?
No, Ohio tennis shoes.
They're losers.
Freaking
The
weird.
Midwest is
Clinch it.
Midwest is different,
I'm
man.
never going to
They're
Ohio.
nice to you and everything.
I know.
losers.
Like that hospitality
So what-
thing, it's real.
When you go to the gymnasium, you're thirsty, and you go to one of the machines that you turn and the water comes out. What do you call that? Fountain, a bubbler, right? They have different names for that.
Water fountain.
Water fountain, but people call it a bubbler.
Yep.
Go to the bubbler.
Yes.
Yep. I think it might be Massachusetts. too.
Get out of here.
In Ohio, they call it pop.
Bristol Central softball. Nothing. Bottom of the sixth.
Who's winning? Who's winning?
Where is that game?
Bears.
West Haven.
You got time to get there?
Nope.
Might go extras, maybe.
Guys, we're ordering up a little fried dough at the carnival. You want sauce or
Sauce.
sugar?
We did this
Sauce.
once.
Did we?
Sauce,
I think
yeah.
we might have.
Sauce
thinking
and,
about it today,
and
so
sprinkle of
All
cheese.
day.
Well, I got an Italian here, so I wanted to hear what he said.
Sauce and a sprinkle of cheese. No.
Yeah, I'm a real Italian, so I'm gonna go all sauce, little cheese. The kids do the sugar. That's the only thing. You let the kids do the sugar because it tastes a little bit like a donut. But otherwise, you got to go sauce and cheese all day long.
How about
And
cinnamon?
no, forget the cinnamon. But here's what you do: you put a little salad on there. You put a little salad on top of the fried dough. That makes it a little healthier.
vegetables.
It's pretty good. No, it's not a bad way to go.
Oh,
Makes it Nicole Higgins. Nicole Higgins is big on the salad on top of it. I know she's not here today, but that's
Never heard of
I like that.
No, that's terrible.
Now,
Salad.
Joe, who makes the best fried dough you've ever had?
All right, so we're gonna go back to Waterbury. So Our Lady of Mount Carmel, they used to have the.
You blew it. I thought you were going to say your wife.
No, my wife's all right. My wife's all right, but she's not listening, I'm sure. Our Lady of Mount Carmel, every summer they have a great festival there. The 99-year-old Italian ladies from the neighborhood in Town Plot come out and fry the dough. They make the sauce. It's phenomenal. You got to go there.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'd like to go there. That sounds great.
Next time we're in Waterbury.
All right, we're about to wrap it up.
Nucci's. Nah, really? That was fun.
No, we're about to wrap it up. I got one last segment. Oh, no, actually, Don Father's got
Of course, I have some NFL trivia. It might be easy. Got Joe here. He's an expert too, so these might be easy.
Let's go.
I have all these memorized. All right, easy stuff. Most passing yards in a game, NFL history,
Drew Brees,
single game.
602.
I can give you the total if that helps.
What is it?
554.
Oh.
Bernie Kosar.
Norm Van Brocklin.
Kosar was close, but Norm Van Brocklin was it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Rushing yards.
I wasn't
Rushing
lying
yards in the
about
game.
Bernie, yeah.
Rushing yards in the game.
Adrian,
Timmy Smith, 236 Super Bowl.
296, Adrian Peterson.
He's reading my notes.
This
See,
isn't even
he sits
fun.
next to me
I
and reads
haven't-
my
Can
notes.
Can we get a
I couldn't
divider
even
there?
get to the microphone.
Last one. I'm not going to let him guess. You're last, Angry. Receiving yards in a game. Shut up. Receiving yards in a game.
To what?
It's a layup.
336.
What?
Yep. Against the Saints. So it wasn't a Saint, if you're wondering.
Randy Moss.
I was
No.
going to say Colston, but no. Steve Smith.
Against the Saints.
Go.
Jerry Rice.
Nah, not a big name. Not a big name.
I have no idea.
Flipper Anderson.
Flipper, the Rams?
Yep.
339.
Number?
83.
Good guess. Good start.
83.
Was it
These other guys are like looking at their notes like they had no shot. Lottie's like, who
I
are
remember
the Knicks taking?
I remember Flipper
Flipper?
Anderson.
Who are the Knicks taking?
Starks 2 for 18.
All right, quick sports dad segment. It just is. I'm done. I'm done watching games. Like, had a good year. Joe and I found a new place at Muzzy Field down the right field line. You don't have to listen to most of them. And again, not our guys, but other fans from other places. How about this? In what other part of their life is it like a national security issue if you don't have your sunflower seeds? Like, you got seeds? You want seeds? Like, never at another venue do people ask you if you want seeds and if you're at a high school baseball game or softball game. Like, people aren't gnawing on those things at home because they make a mess. In the basketball court, they're not like spitting in their like empty Sprite bottle. Like, have you ever seen Seed Guy?
No,
Yeah, because you don't go.
I don't go.
Commish?
It is.
You go.
It is a problem.
Are you talking about adults or are you talking about adults?
Oh no!
both.
Like
I'm
grown,
talking.
grown men
I'm
are
talking
spitting
sports
seeds?
dad. I'm in a sports dad
God.
segment. Remember last time we were talking about when mom says, "Come on, kid, come on, kid."
Come on, kid. Yeah.
Like, they never say that other
gotcha.
than that. They're at the ballpark.
Another,
right?
another first. I've never seen anybody get DoorDash to the right field at Muzzy Field.
I've seen that. I've seen that. I got Gatorade. Right, Joe?
That was my reference.
$6.50.
I didn't get sunflower seeds.
No. Seeds are the way to go, but we can even expand this a little further. Like, what flavor seeds we talking? 'Cause now
Oh,
Just
here
the
we go.
regular.
No,
Just the
I'm
regular.
sports-
Yeah,
Just
macaroni
regular?
and cheese and bacon they got now.
Come on.
Ranch ones are pretty good.
There's a lot. Just sweet and spicy is pretty good. I'm just gonna throw that out there. And no, the only place where you're gonna eat seeds, spit them out. You're not doing it anywhere else. Bob making a great point. You're not doing it at your house. You're not doing it at a barbecue. You're not doing it certainly at a basketball game. But yeah, it's acceptable there. So you're not doing it playing golf. You're not doing that.
No.
It's a weird thing.
And they're really not that good. You got to work hard to get like a little kernel.
Dehydrated.
Yeah. No, and you got
Get
like
that one that tastes like wood.
you get
Commish.
the chipmunk. You get in in the corner of your mouth. You see how many you can pack in there. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Commish.
Salt overload. Oh no.
Commish, do you remember the first time I chewed them or ate them during a baseball game?
I do remember. Yes.
What happened? You
gotta
got to hear
call
a
an
story.
equipment timeout and go to the bathroom.
So the commish is pitching at the Great Fusenage Park, and I'm the emergency catcher that night. And I'm like, sounds like a great idea. Everybody else does it. So the salt's going through me pretty good. I'm begging the home plate umpire the whole inning. I'm like, I gotta go. Like, it was going through me. It was like, I'm not good at like holding that stuff. And I was catching, so every pitch I'm down there with my legs spread. Yeah.
Emergency.
The guy's name was Chi Gallo. He's like, no, make it one more pitch. Make it one more batter. Finally, John's walking the park. I go, no. I go, Chi, I got to go. I got to go. In my equipment, I went around the stadium around the dugout to the back of the stadium where the pooper was. And in my full tools of ignorance,
And the umpire yelled, "Timeout!
Equipment
change,
timeout
equipment
for the
timeout."
catcher.
Yes, it's for the catcher.
and everyone waited for like 5 minutes. I came out with like a
45.
like a stream. Oh yeah, I came out with a stream of toilet paper behind me.
You got that from too much salt?
That
It was
I
just
had.
a combination of what he was eating that day. I think
Yeah.
Salt and the.
I mean, what?
Sure he
What do you
doesn't
think? It
wings.
was the
He
wings for?
He didn't realize you're supposed to
We
crack
were
the shells
nine-
and spit them out.
We
I'm
were
like,
18 years old, dude. I didn't do what you did when I was 18.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. We had a great guest. We look forward to having him again, Joe Moriello. We cannot thank Sky Gazer Brewing enough for this money that keeps pouring in to upgrade the studio. A lot needs to be done around here, and they're doing it. L&R Tax Associates, we got a huge check coming in from our new financial backer. Chiz Clothing, Twister Baseball Clinic, Spring
I want to
Transmission.
thank Chiz for the outfits they sent over tonight.
Oh,
You guys
thanks,
are sharp.
Chiz. Yeah, thanks, Chiz. So, everybody, thanks for listening. Go Yanks. Who really cares about the eating the Nuggets? I was just trying to have fun. But go Yanks. Last word, Don Father. Sox?
Over.
Wow.
What was the number?
79.5.
You're going to be right there, I think.
Oh, yeah. Sweating.
Whatever. Go Rams, hoping for a late inning rally. Good night, everybody.